She's like, oh, so what makes you think that that's what I do for a living? She's like, well, your only other coworker was a girl in Florida. Boom, boom, gagged. Where's your voice? Where's the bullying? Be quiet. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel, and today I have a review for you. Today we're going to be reviewing The Real Housewives of Rhode Island Reunion Part 1. The reunion opens up, they're having a little bit of small talk, and Alicia, somehow she starts talking about how, or was it Liz? Liz was talking about how she remembers when Alicia was born, so that's how far back they go. We know this already. Also, Andy, he's like, well, ladies, like all the viewers say that you guys all look alike, right? I'm like, I mean, they all have like brown hair. I guess they're all brunettes, but like as far as features, I feel like sometimes people they don't go past skin tone and maybe hair color, and then they're like, okay, you guys look alike. Does anyone look at features? Because when I look at the features, I don't think any of them look alike. I feel like the people, I mean, the two that possibly might look alike the most is Ashley and Kelsey. You know, they have the dark eyes, they have the dark hair, their hair's long, around the similar build, similar height. Like they look alike. Andy's saying how he thinks that Rosie and Kelsey look alike. Anyways, I think he was just trying to be an idiot. He was just trying to be funny because he knows they don't like each other. I don't understand where Rosie and Kelsey look alike, but anyways, that was kind of like the opening. Oh yeah, so the Liz and Dolores look-alike situation, they do look alike. Liz is trying to say that she feels that she looked like Dolores before the plastic surgery. I don't know, but you guys look alike, and they use the same plastic surgeon. So Liz maybe intentionally went to go look like Dolores. Who knows? Andy gets right into it, and then he turns to Kelsey and Rose, and he's like, hey, how are your guys' relationship ever since the show? Kelsey's talking a whole bag of shit like she usually does, and she's like, oh, well, I've been put on before the show. I was put on to Rosie, and she's been like, you know, like I guess people have been telling her information about Rosie. I guess all the lies that you've been accumulating, but she's like, yeah, she's been very competitive with me, and I'm sitting here like, competitive where? Like where? I think I've said this before about Kelsey when it comes to Rosie. You cannot compete where you don't compare. You cannot compete with Kelsey. Sorry, you cannot compete with Rosie, Kelsey. There's no competition. Rosie is ahead of you by light years. I don't know what she's talking about. And in this situation, Kelsey is the jealous one. Like, again, Rosie already pointed it out. No job, Kelsey. No career. No marriage. No man. No house. Everything that Rosie has, Kelsey has something to say about it. But Kelsey has none of that. So it's like, girl, what are you talking about? Kelsey's on and on about the same thing. Oh, the post, she posted everybody else and you didn't post me and blah, 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 blah. Girl, she's stuck on that post thing, and she's very mad. She's very mad about it. And I'm glad Rosie didn't do it, because look at this girl's attitude, right? She didn't deserve Rosie to post it anyway. So good up friend Ashley now, she steps in for Rosie, and she's like, girl, stop. She's like, it seems like you're way more hung up about this post than actually trying to get to know Rosie as a person. Agreed. Agreed, because you haven't tried to know this girl at all. You're mad about the post. So I'm glad that Ashley stepped in for her friend and stuck up for her. Ashley was like, you know, you shouldn't even be going on and on about this, because there was no discussion about there being a post, and, you know, she paid for your service, right? So, end of story. Agreed. Like, Kelsey, please just leave it alone. Like, Kelsey's like so immature. Rosie was like, well, you know, I think Kelsey had sent her some thank you messages, really nice messages, and Rosie had sent her some referrals or sent people to Kelsey. So it's like, she's like, I don't see what the big deal is. Like, you know, we still did a good job. Like, I don't get it. Here comes Kelsey. Oh, well, Rosie didn't know Alicia any more than anybody else, and she still posted her business and like things about her or whatever, right? And Rosie's like, well, I actually order from the restaurant. I eat Pizza Mama pizza, and Alicia's nice. And she tried to get to know me. Like, they're cool. So it's like, again, please, like, I don't want to hear anything about Kelsey. I really don't. And she really doesn't bring anything to the show except for being a mean girl. And then her sugar daddy situation's over. So it's like, girl, please, bye. Rosie's like, you know what? There's way too many excuses and not enough accountability when it comes to Kelsey. So like, she's done with it, right? Andy asks Kelsey, he's like, do you like Rosie? Like, do you not like her? Do you like her? Kelsey does not answer the question. She dances around it, right? She's like, oh, what did she say? Oh, well, Rosie's a silent killer. She's a silent killer because, she's different to me off camera than she is on camera. I guess she's trying to say behind the scenes, Rosie's more nice, and then on camera, she acts like a bee. But it's like, I don't believe a damn word that Kelsey says, okay? I've been seeing how she's been treating this girl since the beginning. You don't like her, you're jealous of her, you can't be her, you can't compete with her, you don't compare, just please. She's saying how she instigates her. Rosie instigates Kelsey. I've never seen Rosie instigate Kelsey at all, so Kelsey just wants attention from Rosie. Please, move on. Rula chimes in, she's like, oh, I know how it is to be instigated or how it feels to be instigated. I'm sure she's talking about Joellen, because Kelsey was saying that Rosie instigates her, but it's like, Rula, be quiet. Rula's been chiming in the whole reunion. Rula has been putting her 2 cents in where it doesn't belong. She kept interrupting. So this is her first interruption. It wasn't warranted. It wasn't needed, like, girl, bye. She just wanted a moment. So we get into the slam pig thing, right? Andy's like, so where did the word slam pig come from? Rosie says it's not her word. She got it from Alicia. And Alicia got it from a friend of hers or something like that. So Kelsey's like, well, do you mean I'm a slam pig? Do you mean I'm a slam pig? That's all Kelsey cares about her being called a slam pig. Maybe it hit her nerve. Maybe, I don't know. But she's like, what do you consider me a slam pig? And Rosie's like, no, I don't consider you a slam pig. I guess it was just like, in the heat of the moment. And she's like, so why are you saying stuff that you don't mean? Kelsey, again, it's like little kid high school. Like, girl, were you guys not in a back and forth? You were in her house screaming and acting stupid and getting aggressive, like you were trying to call Rosie, but you were aggressive in her home and in her neighborhood with that bullhorn siren thing. So like, what is she? I don't know. Kelsey's hung up on the meaning of slam pig because I guess it means like you're an overweight, trashy woman who sleeps with people, something like that. At the end of the day, okay, fine, you're not unattractive and overweight, but still a slam pig. Kelsey's never going to get over that. Like I said, Rosie dragged her for filth, okay? Going down in Housewife franchise history. And Kelsey's forever going to be mad about it. She's going to be known as the slam pig forever of the Housewives franchise. So it is what it is. Kelsey, she's like, oh, well, you were being forceful. Like I was never forceful or aggressive or physical towards you. She's saying that to Rosie. I guess she's implying when the whole blow up happened at Rosie's house and Rosie literally took Kelsey's bag, her little travel bag with all her hair stuff, and she dragged it down the stairs and threw that trash out the door and slammed the damn door on Kelsey on the way out. Okay, get out my house. How many times did I tell you to get out my house? Get out. I would have done worse to Kelsey. Like, to be honest, not even to anybody. If I tell you to get out my house and you're yelling and you're screaming, you're acting stupid, like you can't hear me, like you're not being disrespectful, I'm doing, like, you're not getting, no mercy. Like, Rosie was very nice. I wouldn't be nice. A lot of other people wouldn't be nice. Anyways, and she's talking about she being forceful and whatever like that and aggressive. Meanwhile, your friends that you hang around are aggressive and attack people and threaten people like Joellen and like Liz. But that's what you're saying about Rosie. Anyways, so yeah, she says that. And Rosie's like, girl, bye. Like, wasn't it forceful and violent when you came through my neighborhood with that siren that has the noise ordinance or whatever? I agree. That's aggressive. Why are you coming in people's neighborhood like that? So Andy, he asks a question, right? He's like, okay, because Rosie's like, it wasn't funny, right? Andy, he asked the girls, he's like, by show of hands, who thought what Kelsey did was funny, like rolling up to Rosie's house and saying all the nonsense? Of course, the meanies, the mean girls, the miserable mean girls, Kelsey, Liz, and Joellen, they put up their hand, thinking it was funny, of course. And then here goes Joellen, does your neighborhood really have a noise ordinance? Rosie's like, yeah, it does. Here comes Rula again. You should know. Didn't you know that? You should know that. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Girl, be quiet. I know you're trying to like do a 1-2, but it's not landing. Just be quiet. please, Rula. Because somehow you're talking a lot and you're interjecting a lot. You weren't doing that on the season. So, new Rula, who this? Because, okay, she got the nose and the face refresher, right? New Rula, who this? Because she's talking a lot now. She wasn't doing a lot of talking on the season, but she's talking a lot on episode. So her new look got her feeling hyped, got her feeling away. Rula does look nice and refreshed though. Like she looked refreshed. She said that there was a little bit of lip stuff done. I don't know, because I don't get that stuff. I don't follow that stuff. But she got a little lip thing lift or something, and then she said she got her nose done. The nose, it's not the best, it's not the worst. It is giving a little fairy, Whoville, Pinocchio. It's giving a little wooden. No offense, it's giving Pinocchio and a little wooden nose, wood figure. That's what it's giving a little bit. Nonetheless, I do think that Rula looks pretty and she looks refreshed. Nose or not, like she got something pulled back a little something. I don't know, injections, whatever. But she does look cute. I'm not gonna lie. After that, yeah. So after all the ladies put up their hands or whatever, Rosie's like, it wasn't funny. Like, she's like, Kelsey just tried to do another one up and tried to like, she just tried to get at her again, and she tried to get away with it, which I agree. Kelsey was being a bully. She really was. Who goes up to somebody's house like that? You're not even like that great. You're trying to build a relationship and you're doing that. Oh, she says it's 8,000 square feet, more like 8,000 inches. Girl, like, what is the, like, where do you stay at? So anyways, I just agree with Rosie on everything. I do. Can't stand Kelsey. I agree with Rosie, and Rosie's correct. And he gets to a viewer question, and he's like, oh, well, the viewer is like, oh, well, Rosie seemed prepared and like she was ready to attack and ready to fight. And Andy's here agreeing like, well, it looked like you were ready to fight and be in a combat. No, she wasn't. Did you guys not watch it? Did you not hear Rosie? Was Rosie aggressive? Because out the gate, after you had that siren thing on or whatever, out the gate, I would have been like, yo, listen, I would have put her in a place right then. You wouldn't even came in my house. But Rosie wasn't. And she had all her blueprints and everything set out to be like, look, this is that. This is this. I'm not lying. She wasn't aggressive. Stop. Ashley again. Here she comes again. Ashley, I like how Ashley is a good friend to Rosie. And they are close. So I love that. Ashley comes again. She's like, well, like who was really prepared? Because I remember at the castle that Kelsey was the one with the measuring tape, and she's talking about, oh, I'm going to bring a measuring tape, and I'm going to measure this, I'm going to check that. Like, girl, go home. Go suck a... Measure what? They also showed a clip of her saying it, so there you go. Like, who was really there for a fight? That's what I'm saying. You think Rosie wants to fight in her own home? Stop the BS. We all know from the show and from the episode that Kelsey's intentions were shit, and she got put in her place, and that's why she's mad. Kelsey's like, it's not about the numbers, because I guess like the square footage and the this and the that. She's like, it's not about the numbers, it's about the embellishments. Girl, she's allowed to embellish what she wants. What do you have to embellish? Anyways, I'm done talking about her. I really am. The juiciest part, basically, because Rosie had to shut her down. So she's like, she goes back to addressing the slam pig rumors, and am I really a slam pig, and the definition, and da-da. She's like, so do you really think that I suck D for a living? Rosie's like, yeah, I actually kind of do think that you do that. And she's like, oh, so what makes you think that that's what I do for a living? She's like, well, your only other coworker was a girl in Florida. Boom. Boom. Gagged. Where's your voice? Where's the bullying? Be quiet. The only other coworker you had is a girl who lived in Florida who was your sugar daddy's other girlfriend. So, yeah, that's what you were doing for a living. Rosie ate you up. Just deal with it. Rosie ate you up. Chewed you up. Spit you out. So Andy, he goes ahead and he asks Joellen about some rumors about an affair that Kelsey had some years ago or whatever, right? So Rosie, she's like, that happened 3 years ago and it's not even true. Joellen's like, well, he was asking me. Girl, be quiet. You're not big and bad. You're not. He's asking you about somebody else's life who is sitting right there. She can answer if she wants. Like what? Again, like Joellen, the three big bad dummies, the big fake bad dummies, Liz, Kelsey, and Joellen. Bye. So they get into this whole topic about the cheating, or sorry, the so-called affair rumors that Rosie apparently had with somebody at her old work, at her old job or whatever. And Rosie's basically explaining it. She's like, I was on a popular show. Like, she was on a popular news station. I don't know if it's a show or the news station. She was on a popular news station. She was on a popular show. But the popular news station, she was very popular, got a lot of views. And one day or one time she just stopped going. Like, she disappeared. So the fans and the viewers are like, where's Rosie? Where's Rosie? Like, what's going on? Because she didn't say anything. Rosie, she had like a episode where she had a sickness and she was bleeding out of her butt. That's what she said. She said that on TV. So that's what happened. And, she was sick. She was trying to recover. So she didn't go back there, and she didn't really explain anything to anybody or whatever, right? So these girls, Kelsey and Joellen and whatever, they decide to try and run with that, and they're like, oh, well, no, actually, you had an affair with one of the reporters, and he got fired, and so did you, or something. Kelsey's like, that is not me. The whole time Kelsey's been trying to say, that's not her, that's not her. These women have been trying to put this false accusation on Kelsey. Okay, they're saying that it was the reporter man, and it was a student reporter. Well, Kelsey's like, it was a student reporter, and they're saying, oh, well, no, it was you because you were caught in a DUI with him. Like, he had a DUI, he was pulled over, and you were in the car with him. Rosie's like, it was not me. Like, she keeps saying, it was not me. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, Joellen tries to say, oh, well, you were in the car, and I talked to some police officers that I know, and they admitted it. Like, they confirmed it was you. Kelsey's like, yo, pull up the records, pull up the police report, bring it. She's like, where's the police report? Where's the stuff? Where's the news? Because you guys are just talking mad shit. Obviously, none of them have a police report. These women just lie so much. Kelsey and Joellen, the way that they sat up there and acted like everything was true. Oh, and they were so sure about it. Yep, the police report. I said today, I seen this. They told me that. Girl. Because at that time, I would have just had to get y'all in trouble. Because what policeman is talking to some random dummy, Joellen, off the road talking about, oh, here's a police report. This was in it. I'll get your ass in trouble. And Joellen. Okay, until it finally comes out that y'all didn't see no damn police report and you guys can't prove nothing. These women, those two sitting there lying like two evil Jezebel spirits. Y'all got the spirit of the lady that lied on Emmett Till. You do. I don't care. Kelsey and Joellen have the spirit of the lady that lied on Emmett Till. Because how you sitting up there just bull-faced lying? How? No proof, no nothing. You just don't like this girl. You're just jealous of her. Is she the youngest one too, Rosie? Jealous. That's it. It's almost like they're mad that they don't really have it. They need to find something on her, right? Because Joellen and her crazy ass and her unhappy, miserable ass who can't be nice to anybody, and she has her problems, right? And then Kelsey with her idiot ass who just did nothing with her life but F it away for this old man who didn't give her a ring, didn't give her none of that. They mad at Rosie because she has a nice life with her husband and he's doing his thing and he's paying, you know what I'm saying? They're building a home. I don't know. It's just the fact that Kelsey and Joellen are sitting up there. They're smiling. They're smirking. They're just up there all smug. Looking evil. Trying to lie on this girl. Like I said, y'all got the spirit of the lady that lied on Emmett Till. That's the spirit you guys have. Nasty. Wicked. Those two. They're going back and forth. The two evil Jezebel spirits up there, Joellen and Kelsey, they have no proof of nothing. They have no police report. They have not, like, you know what I'm saying? They have nothing to show for nothing. They're just up there talking shit per usual. They want her to be linked to this man so much, but it's not working. Also, I forgot to mention, it was funny when the slam pig conversation was going on because, I don't know, Kelsey tried to be like, oh, well, don't you suck your husband's D? Yeah, her husband, not a sugar daddy, not a man who has a roster of women that he's paying for. Anyways, she's like, no, actually, it's not really my thing. Like, I don't have to suck D. I ain't got to do it. Okay? Dumb Kelsey's like, oh, well, call me when you need a divorce lawyer. Girl, you don't know nothing. Who do you have links to? Like, girl, shut up. So you really think that Rosie's man would divorce her because she's not sucking D? Meanwhile, you've been sucking D from your primary years, from your 19, that's your prime, okay? From your primary years up until your 30s, you've been sucking this old man's D, and he didn't even marry you. So what are you talking about? You got things confused. Kelsey's husband married her knowing and experiencing her, knowing that sucking D was not her thing. He still put a ring on it. You've been sucking D. You've been sucking D as a job since you're 19, your teen years. You didn't get a ring. What are you talking about? Like, Kelsey's such a loser. She's a loser. She can't read. She's just whack. She thought that was read. Call me when you divorce a lawyer. Girl, shut up. You haven't even been married. Well, what divorce lawyer would you even know of? Sorry, I just have to, like, Andy asked Liz if she believes that, what's her name? Jezebel Spirit, Kelsey is too hard on Rosie. And of course, lying Liz, the trio, that she's a part of the trio. Liz, Kelsey, and Joe Ellen. Liz, lying ass Liz, of course, she's like, no, I don't think so. No, I actually think they're a lot more alike. And Rosie gets mad when I say that. You say that because you want to get her mad. They're nothing alike. They're nothing alike. They're nothing alike. Liz is just a mean bum. Like the other two. She's a mean ass bum. Okay? Money or no money, you're still a bum. That's the end of their thing going on. Rosie, she does not care about any future with Kelsey because Andy's asking them, like, you know, how does the future look between you two? Rosie's like, I don't care. Like, there is no future. So Andy moves on to Liz. Liz's dog or cat died, and, you know, RP to her pet. And she was feeling a little down, and because he said that one of his favorite scenes with Liz was when she was on the dock with her pet. I don't remember if it was a dog or a cat. It was one of them. They died. But I mean, on a better note, Liz has a new grandson. One of her daughters, stepdaughters, whatever, had a baby. They are just, I guess, wanting or planning to get married. But Liz, she's very happy about that. And the grandbaby is so cute. They showed a picture. Andy did mention that, like, nobody really talks about how hard it is, like, to be in a position like Liz, because Liz did she wanted to have kids and her own kids and stuff with her husband, but she said it was just never the right time, right place. Like, it just never worked out. But Andy was saying it's a hard transition to go from, like, being single and just living your life to, like, inheriting 3 daughters, because she's a stepmom of 3 for her husband's daughters. So Liz loves being a mother. She wouldn't have it any other way. And, you know, she says that they're great and she just loves them, and she loves the life that she has with her husband and her girls. They showed a clip of Liz and Rula, and I don't know who else was there, but they showed a clip because they were talking about, like, you know, having kids with somebody, just talking about Rula with the cheating with Brian. And Rula was like, you know, it's really hard to leave a relationship, especially when you have the kids, right? And she told Liz in that conversation, she was like, you know, you wouldn't understand because you did not carry and give birth to the kids, right? Rula said that she feels bad for saying that because no matter what, Liz is still a good mother, and, like, her not giving birth to them cannot take that away from her. Liz was like, that was still a fucked up thing to say. Yeah, it was, you know, but Rula, she took accountability for it. Now, Andy asked another viewer question, and the viewer asked about Rula. Early in the season, she was hinting that Liz and her husband have, like, marital issues, like there's been cheating going on there, right? Infidelity. And it was because Rula had said something about, oh, when the cat's away, the mice play. So they're like, okay, so have you, like, what's the tea? Like, has there been any infidelity? Like, what do you know? Like, Andy's asking. And Liz is like, yeah, like, what do you know? Like, because have I ever came to you about infidelity at all, right? And Rula, she's just beating around the bush. She's backpedaling. She's not really trying to answer it. But at the end of the day, Rula, you did make it seem like that they did have infidelity and that there was some cheating, just by the way you're talking. Now that Liz is in your face, sitting right beside you, you're backpedaling. You want to act like you didn't say nothing. Fine. Rula is basically saying, you know, that Liz has shared, like, they have shared stories and struggles with each other, like Liz and Rula. So that's basically what she's saying. But they're like, okay, but was there any infidelity? Like, what's going on? Because you clearly made it seem you clearly made it seem that way, like there was, right? And Liz was like, listen, she was very direct. She's like, if you have something to say it. Like, if you're going to bring something like that up, like in a topic, she's like, then go through with it. Like, let's discuss the details, what happened. And again, Rula, she's fumbling and stuttering and mumbling. So Liz takes over and she's like, oh, it happened at Block Island, right? So basically something happened at Block Island where Liz, she met some man that she had known for 30 years, or she hasn't seen him in 30 years, but they had dated back in the day. And her, this is when her and her husband were on, they weren't seeing eye to eye. The relationship was on the rocks and they decided to do their own thing. She said that she had fun with him on the island. He was throwing up in the air and dancing, and they were just having a good time. And yeah, and they had a good old time. And Andy was like, well, did you see kissing to Rula? And Rula's like, she doesn't say anything. So they kissed. Okay, fine. Anyways, I just feel like, Rula, you got scared when you were there. Like, I don't know if you didn't think nobody was going to bring that up, but it was very clear because you made it seem like something was going on. I honestly kind of do feel like there possibly was some type of infidelity or an affair going on Liz's end, but Rula just didn't want to say anything because Liz was there. Like, you know how Liz is. You're in her face and next to her, like if you say something, I'm gonna F you up. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna get the crazy Liz, like she gave Joellen and Kelsey and everybody else, right? And Alicia. So she didn't say anything. She folded. Rula folded and she backed up. She's like, okay, yeah, no, I didn't really mean to say that, or I didn't say anything like that, right? Rula's basically like, yeah, I was just busting her chops. Okay, busting chops. Do we know what busting chops is? Because busting chops is not saying that somebody had an affair and they're cheating. Like, girl, get your terminologies together. That's not what that means. That's not what you do when you bust somebody's chops. Weird. But anyways, I just feel like she was flustered. She didn't know what to say. You were scared. That's it. This was like, okay, so after that night, like after everything happened, or like that night on Block Island with the next man, that her husband got a call at 6 a.m. and it was Rula and Brian baiting her out about her and the man on the beach. Rula jumped up. She's like, what? That's a lie. That's a lie. That wasn't me or whatever. Liz is like, okay, yeah, sure. But all I know is I got a call. Apparently she wants to talk to Jerry or whatever his name is. I don't know the husband's name, man. I don't know none of those damn husbands' name. She wants to talk to Liz's husband to clarify because she's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me or whatever, right? Ugh, I just cannot. I mean, and I think Liz was like, well, then it was Brian. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was Brian, since Brian likes to call people. Could be true because honestly, isn't that what Brian did to Joellen? He called her job. So yeah, maybe they did call Liz's husband. Were like, guess what? We seen her on the beach with some man. He was throwing her in the air and they were kissing. Who knows? They probably did. Subpoena the phone records. Subpoena. That's what Rula said. To subpoena the phone records to show that she didn't call. Her and her husband didn't call Liz's husband to snitch on her for seeing her at Block Island with some next man. And Joellen, she tries to like get her little say in there. I guess her little lick back from Rula always interrupting her. And she's like, oh my gosh, she's so aggressive. Like, why is she so aggressive? I'm like, girl, the aggressive one on the show is you and Liz. Rula has not been aggressive. She probably hasn't been aggressive enough, especially since you've been all up in her business. So no, she's not. Stop projecting. That's you. Rula's basically like, listen, when Jerry and Liz were not on good terms, Jerry would go and do his thing and Liz would go and do her thing. And she says that's what she knows and that's what she's been told. That's what she's seen throughout the years being around them and being friends with them. Liz denies that. She says that she's never shared any infidelities with Rula at all. But again, it's like I might actually believe Rula. I just feel like she backpedaled and got scared at Liz and might getting the, you know how Liz lashes out, like she didn't want that. Because again, there was rumors with the Dino and you lashed out at Kelsey about that. So with Dino, and then your man was going on fish sporting trips for months, weeks at a time. It's like, okay. But I just feel like I feel like Rula may have been telling the truth about that, but she just didn't want to get chewed out by Liz. You know what I'm saying? Andy, he asked Liz, he's like, so why did you snap at Kelsey when she brought up the ongoing rumors? And Liz said, well, by her saying that and bringing it up on TV when like they've already been through everything, she said it was harmful and hurtful and embarrassing to like her and her family. So that's why she snapped on Kelsey at the castle. Andy asked Kelsey, hey, like, when did you hook up with Dino? Was it before or after, I guess, she got with the sugar daddy? And she said it was when she was running for Miss Rhode Island, I guess. So I think it was before, I guess the year before. I don't know. To me, that the question wasn't really answered. I guess it was she was talking to her sugar daddy and Dino at the same time, and she says she's not proud of it. Then Andy, he gets into another viewer question, and it's directed towards Alicia. And it was basically saying, like, Alicia, you seemed very terrified when Rosie had brought up how Liz's behavior is or how Liz can be. You can see Rosie, she's kind of smirking because it's true. You did go off on her and you were scared, which is why you went off on her, because you did not want Liz to think that you're talking behind her back or like telling people about her true colors and how she truly moves, right? That's what you were worried about. And Rosie, Alicia cussed off Rosie for it. And it's true. That's what I said before too. I believe that. That's what happened. All for Liz to show her true colors and do the same shit to you. Like, okay. Anyways, Alicia, she's basically like, she wasn't talking behind Liz's back. She was basically just saying that they're cut from the same cloth and Liz has been through a lot. And she's just like, we're cut from the same cloth, but I'm just a little bit more softer than Liz. Andy, he turns to Ashley. He's like, hey, you said you were scared of Liz. Like, are you scared of Liz? Like, can you confirm that? Ashley said, like, Liz was intimidating. Like, she's powerful and, she has a lot of confidence. She has an aura and a power about her that can be intimidating. Liz is over there crashing out in her head because she doesn't like people to say the truth about her. You don't want people saying that you're intimidating and scary and things like that. But it's like, look how you act. Why are you mad? That's what you show. Andy asked Liz, he's like, are you surprised about that characterization that Ashley described about you? Liz is like, well, I have a bold personality. That's all she said. Okay. You're not surprised because you know. So Andy, he asked the girls, he's like, by show of hands, how many of you here are scared of Liz? Alicia, she said it depends on the day or on some days. Rosie said that she was it Capo at the event? She was like at her husband's event. She was like, she was scared there. And Joellen said that she was scared there as well. And this is like, Joellen, you were scared? She's like, yes, I was at that day. And like Liz, she's kind of mocking her or whatever because she doesn't believe her. Go on a break, and you can see a little bit in the break, like they're on break, but they're still talking to each other and about to go on break. And Joellen's saying like she can feel that things are about to go left, go bad or whatever. And Rula, she's telling Liz, hey, I need to talk to Jerry. I guess to kind of like clear her name and let him know that like it wasn't her that called to snitch on her about the mystery man at Block Island. Andy asked how many of the girls have watched Ashley on TV before she came to Housewives, because Ashley, she was on The Bachelorette or The Bachelor. I think she won the man on The Bachelor. Anyways, so Kelsey puts up her hand and she's like, I've been following her since 2015. Oh, so you're Stan, you're a fan. You're Stan, you're a fan. Is that what? You're Stan, you're a fan. So that's probably why she's also jealous of Rosie. Because Rosie's very close to Ashley, and Kelsey likes Ashley and has been following her journey since 2015. Jezebel Kelsey spirit. Yup. That's another reason why she's probably jealous of Rosie too. Because Rosie has access to Ashley and Ashley's spending all her time with her. He's like, okay, well, how was it meeting Ashley? Like, is she good? Like, is she what you expected? Kelsey says that she lived up to her expectations. She's a nice person. She's cool. She's fun. And that's exactly what she expected. And he goes into asking, well, how many times did Ashley cry this season? These fools put a damn cry counter on this girl. Ashley, she said she thinks she cried 12 times. Some of the girls guess 5, 7, 6 or whatever. The amount of times that she ended up crying was 7 times throughout the whole season. And they show all the times that she cried. Ashley, she's not from Rhode Island, but she moved to Rhode Island in 2021. She basically met Kelsey on a friendship date. Like they got hooked up on a friendship date, like to meet new friends or whatever. And she said they've hit it off ever since. They've been chilling and friends and ever since. And Ashley, she really appreciates and loves her relationship, her friendship with Rosie. It's sincere, it's genuine. She really loves her. She loves that Rosie takes out the time to like spend time with her kids and goes to the zoo with them, and she'll be watching movies at her house and things like that, right? And she's like, it's she loves that she's able to do that for her, because Rosie doesn't have kids or anything like that, but she still, she still hangs around her and the kids, and she helps with the kids. So very nice, lovely, cute relationship. I love it for them. I really do. One of the viewer questions was, why doesn't Ashley spend more time with the woman, like hang out with the rest of the housewives? She's like, Joellen has 3 kids and she still makes time to hang around them. Joellen says that Ashley does hang around somebody. She hangs around Rosie most of the time. And, she's basically saying it's kind of hard to kind of like, hang out with friends and things like that, especially if you don't have the schedule. Joellen says that her husband is able to help her with her kids a lot, so he gets to watch them and things like that, which would free up more time for Joellen to see the kids. Whereas Jared, he works a lot. He's at Audrey's. He's working 100 hours a week, so it would be harder for Ashley to connect with the other woman. As well as it's hard to be making friends. Like it's hard to make friends as a mom, or hard to make friends when you're in your 30s, right? When you're up in age, it's like it's harder to find friends. So Rula chimes in, but she chimes in for a good reason this time, which her reason makes sense. Rula chimes in. She's like, well, she feels like the reason why Ashley doesn't spend time with the other ladies and chills with Rosie is because she sees how the other ladies act. She sees how they treat each other and interact and stuff like that. And she's like, she's probably just turned off by it. She's probably like, okay, like she doesn't want to get involved in that, right? Ashley, and Rula says, she doesn't want to speak for her, but that's kind of what she sees. And Ashley, she kind of confirms it. She's like, yeah, that is a component of why I do not hang around these women. On top of that, her best friend is like Rosie, and all you guys keep doing is shitting on Rosie and trying to attack her. Why the fuck would she want to hang around you guys? Like, Ashley, she did agree. She was like, yeah, that is a component as to why I don't hang around the ladies. But she's like, it's also a two-way street. She's like, you guys aren't inviting me out. Kelsey, you haven't invited me out. So like, what's good? What's the deal? It's a two-way street. Kelsey, she agrees. She's like, yeah, that's true or whatever. And she's like, well, can we hang out? Kelsey asked like, can we hang out one day or whatever? And Ashley's like, yeah, sure. But then she's like, oh, I got to check with Rosie first. That is so funny. Rosie's like, of course you can hang around whoever you want. At the end of the day, though, like if I was Rosie, even just me being me, if I was friends with somebody, I was really close with somebody, and my op, some dumb B, some Jezebel spirit hating B, was treating me like that, it's like, listen, cool, I'm not telling you who to hang around, but if you hang around that person, I can't hang around you, because that person's evil. Like, why? Like, what are we doing? And I know Rosie's being like the bigger person or whatever, but in her mind, she's probably like, bitch, like, you hang around that bitch, she'll come around me. I would, like, don't hang around, like, I'm not hanging around anybody who hangs around my op. That's weird. So you're going to be carrying information, you're trying to sabotage stuff. And like I said, Kelsey has that spirit. She would be doing that. So no. Andy, he's like, well, do you think your friendship was hindered? Like making friends with the other women were hindered because of your relationship with Rosie? And Ashley's like, no. She's like, it's not been hindered. She's like, but if anything, me and Rosie's relationship is super special and super magical. And, she doesn't want to put it in jeopardy for these weird ass women, like these hating ass women on the couch. Like, absolutely not. No. And of course, in Ashley fashion, she starts to choke up and start, crying a little bit when she's talking about her friendship. And again, I think that was sweet. She really appreciates her friendship. And again, in a group of women like that, it's like you need like a Rosie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to hang around them either. They're absolutely disgusting. Besides Alicia and even Rula. I wish we'd seen Rula more, but between like Alicia, Rula, Rosie, and Ashley, I feel like they're like, yeah, those are the girls. We didn't get I'm going to take Rula out because we didn't really get to see her. But those are the nice girls. That's what I feel like. Andy, he asks Ashley, like, how is Audrey's doing? Like, the bar, right? Jared, her husband, running. How is it going or whatever? Ashley says it's doing really good. It's been packed to the brim ever since, like, it's been on TV. And it's just go, 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 go. And they're making money or whatever, right? It's doing really good. She does say, though, it's put a strain on the relationship. Like, Jared is more stressed. Why is he more stressed? I thought he was stressed because it wasn't doing good and they weren't like always packed and like, the money wasn't really flowing. But now it is. Why are you so stressed? And Ashley, that's making Ashley more stressed. And Ashley feels some type of way. I'm like, girl, stop making this man make you feel some type of way. Like, just do what you gotta do. You don't gotta keep feeling stressed about anything. Like, I don't understand how he's so stressed. He just wants to be stressed. That's what it's giving. You're never gonna be happy. And Ashley, like, you cannot keep doing that to try. Like, I don't know. It's just weird that he's so stressed and unhappy after the success. Like, stop. Be grateful. So Andy, he switches over to Joelle and he's like, what was the craziest time you've ever had? And Rula chimes in. Again, Rula chirping, chirp, 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 chirp. Rula chirps in and she's like, oh, she's still having it. Joellen's like, girl, like, anyways, Joellen's like, I had a time in my 20s. Joellen, she begins to explain, like, her good times, like, she was in a sorority growing up and, like, the fun times or whatever. Rula, she chirps in again. She's like, so didn't you get kicked out of high school? Or didn't you get kicked out of school, kicked out of college? She's like, no. She didn't get kicked out of school? She's like, no. She's like, you didn't get in trouble in high school? Joellen's like, everybody got in trouble then or whatever. I don't know what Rula was trying to do there, but it was stupid. It made no sense. Like, girl, be quiet. You didn't have to interrupt. You look dumb. So Joellen's like, girl, like, you were trying to make me look bad and you're using something that happened when I was underage, like when I was an adolescent. Like, are you okay? Like, that's very weird of you to do, which I thought too was like, Rula, you're just looking really dumb. Don't do that. Because I want you to look good. You've already looked kind of weird and stupid this whole season. Don't do that at the reunion. You know what I'm saying? So Rula, she says that Joellen's playing the victim and she's just trying to, she's playing the victim and she's just really, really messy. And she's just like, basically a liar. Joellen leans in. She's like, you're just as messy as me. She leaned over, right? She just leaned in right at Rula. Like, you're just as messy as me. Okay. She's saying that Rula tries to act like she's the queen of properness and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't do nothing wrong. But Joellen's like, you're just as messy. Here goes Rula. Rula's like, oh, yeah, okay, sure. She's like, blame everything on your mother. Blame everything on your mother. Girl, that's not nice. Because we know sometimes parents can be not good at all and traumatize kids and make them the way that they are and not be good parents. So it's not blaming. He goes back to Joellen and he asks, like, do you remember about your mom saying, like, you lied about being with boys or whatever, right? And he was like, so what was it? What was the one thing, like, do you remember what was the thing that actually made your mom send you away? And Joellen said, well, she acted like she was taking a shower, like she turned on the shower or whatever, and then she snuck out her room to go be with a boy. And she said that was the reason why her mom, like, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's why she got sent away. That's a crazy reason. That's why you sent her away? I don't know. That's what she says. Andy's asking what the relationship is with her mom right now. She says it's not really good. She said that they are in therapy or they were in therapy, but it's not really doing much because the mom, she's really mad at Rula for, I guess, telling her truth and speaking her story and basically, like, letting us know that her mom wasn't a great mom. She was really mean. She didn't love on them. She didn't show them any type of compassion or anything like that. So her mom didn't like that, and her mom told her, like, hey, if you go on the reunion and you talk bad about me to Andy, she's like, I'm not going to be watching your kids. Okay, don't watch my kids. Like, Joellen, you shouldn't have her watching your kids. If your mom was like that to you when you were growing up, to you and your sister, and you're traumatized by it and you feel like you're not the best person today because of it, why would you leave that lady with your kids? Especially now, after she's threatening, talking about, if you talk bad about me, don't tell your truth or else I'm not watching your kids. Okay, cool. You're not going to see them. You don't need to see them or me. Like, get a grip, lady. We all know that Rula's husband admitted that he called Joellen's work. Andy is asking how, like, work is right now for Joellen. Joellen says she was actually laid off from work. And again, Rula jumps in. She's like, you're a liar. That's not because of us. That wasn't because of Brian. Joellen's like, girl, be quiet. I'm not even finishing what I'm had to say. Like, shut up. And I agree. Shut up. Let her finish. Joellen goes on and she's like, she said that a bunch of them at her workplace, got let go. And she said she doesn't know if it had anything to do with Brian or not. But she's like, basically a bunch of them got let go. And, she did say that Rula's husband did not call her boss. He did call the company and he made a formal complaint. But, you know, she's been working there since until this incident happened where they laid off a bunch of people, including her. So maybe it wasn't because of that, right? But at the end of the day, Brian should have never called her work in the first place. Joellen doesn't think that Brian calling her work helped her in any situation, but she doesn't know if that's what led up to it. Either way, a bunch of people were let go. Joellen said that she was working after, like, she did get another job. She was working, but then she decided, like, she's just going to be a stay-at-home mom and she's just going to raise her kids because she's like, everything's too much, I guess. Working, because she has been working for 20 years. So she said working, I guess, and plus doing the show was a bit too much. And it's like, yeah, you might as well, I guess, stay home. You're probably going to get a bunch of offers and have a bunch of other things coming at you because of the show. So yeah, why not? And I think her kids are small. They look young. If she showed her kids, I could have sworn they're like 3 and 4 or something like that. I don't know, but makes sense. Somehow her and Rula, they go back at it again, and Rula keeps chiming in and saying, like, you know, whatever, saying what she needs to say. And Joellen's talking about, listen, I have proof, like, you know, like that he called my work. So what are you talking about? And, you know, Rula's still saying her things. And here comes Joellen. Joellen's talking about, girl, stop making noises. What is that? Your nose? You can't breathe? Like, your nose is making all those noises? Okay. So they go to break, and during the break, Andy's doing this thing, and Rula's like, Andy, I have the phone records of the day that Brian, the surgery records of the day that Brian was working in his surgeries, and, like, you know, basically saying that the video was fake because he was in surgeries all day. Andy's like, girl, we're on break right now. You brought nothing. You brought nothing to the show. Andy doesn't want to hear it. He's like, we're on break. Let me do what I got to do. It's like, anybody could change a date on a video. Anybody could change a date. It's like, girl, stop. Joanne's like, this girl didn't even see the video. Like, what is she talking about? So now they're back from break. It's time for the homeless debate. Basically, Liz has apologized to Alicia again. She's like, I apologize. Never meant for it to be that way. I didn't want to, like, it to go down that way. But, like, she's like, you know, I was just trying to, I guess, protect her family, whatever. We already said you don't need to protect her family. Her mom and her aunties already said that she was homeless. Like, what are you protecting her from? From, like, what? She said what? From people on the outside, like them being offended. Who's being offended? Who cares? That damn man knows he left them. Her dad knows he left them like that. Like, girl, shut up. Worry about yourself. Again, I'm kind of tired about the homeless thing. Ugh, I feel like I've talked about it so much. She basically says sorry, and she didn't mean to say that, and she didn't mean to say it like that, and she wants to apologize to her. Liz brings up, apparently, I guess in Kabbalah it says, like, if you make somebody's face turn red, I guess if you anger them that much or embarrass them that much, that is like one of the highest sins or highest, like, disrespect. She feels like she did that to Alicia, and she wants to sincerely apologize for that. Alicia was just basically saying she felt attacked and beat down. She's like, you know, she didn't even tell her husband about her situation growing up because she felt embarrassed, because a lot of her friends and family, they had their fathers, right? And she just felt a way about it, so she didn't even mention it to her husband. Liz is talking about how she wasn't the one that brought up the whole homeless situation in the car. Liz is insinuating that Alicia and Joellen had planned days before that they were going to bring it up in the car and kind of, guess, ambush her. She says that she has a bunch of voice notes from Joellen or whatever back and forth, and they're talking about it, and they knew that it was going to come out. And she was set up. Alicia's like, girl, it wasn't a setup. Like, if it was a setup, it would have been better than this, and you would have never known about it. Liz, she's still adamant about it. She's, you know, she's getting her feelings. She's yelling. She's screaming. She's saying that Joellen's fake and she knew about it the whole time. And again, her thing is that Joellen wasn't telling Alicia how much of a good friend and a good heart that she had, right? And that's what Joellen said too. She's like, you're mad at me because I wasn't a good mediator, right? After she apologizes to Alicia, she's saying that she amped herself up about the whole homelessness thing. Girl, you didn't apologize. Not yet. Because you keep apologizing and somehow it gets taken back. You're like, oh, she amped herself up. Girl, take that apology and just shove it up your little crack. Shove it up there. Because nobody cares about that. Like, girl, you're a liar. You apologize and then you take it back. Talking about she amped herself up. No, you amped her up. You were in her business and you're trying to tell her that she wasn't homeless when she was. Alicia tells Liz, listen, she goes, this is why I called you abusive, because of the things that you do and how you act. And like, you know what I'm saying? You're giving apologies, you're taking away, you're acting a fool, you're rah-rah, you're yelling, you're screaming, you're calling people names. Like, girl, bye. I'm glad Alicia said that to her. Like, that's why I called you abusive. This says what she really did not like, especially is that Joellen was saying that how she attacked her at Kappa at the show and she touched her hair or whatever. And Joellen's like, you did though. You did. You tugged my hair and you pushed me. And Alicia was like, you did. Like, you pushed her across. You did all that stuff. And that's why I called you abusive. Liz, she doesn't want to hear any of it. Liz was basically like, well, if you have somebody's devil hands on you for 3 hours after you told them not to touch me, then of course you would crash out too. My girl called her Joellen devil hands. Y'all know each other. Y'all are the same. I already said that Joellen and Kelsey have the Jezebel lion spirit, the same spirit that the lady who lied on Emmett Till had, because they sat up there and they just lied straight face. So you know that, Liz. You're kind of along that spirit too. So, yeah. Joellen was saying that she's trying to protect her from her. And they're like, protect me from what? She's like, protect me from what? She's like, from you looking crazy. She was like, I was just like, you know, that was me showing you compassion and trying to like calm you down and make sure you're good. Liz is not having it. She calls Joellen evil. She calls her a psychopath. Again, all the name calling, just being nasty, just being mean. Everything that she's done to Kelsey and anybody else she has a problem with. Talking about the same thing basically. It's really Liz and Rula going back and forth. I'm sorry, Liz and Joellen going back and forth, right? Liz letting her know that she's never been a friend. She's been fake. She's been evil. She didn't have her back. You've been trying to set her up. Joellen's like, girl, you need to take accountability for your actions and the things that you did. Like, you can't blame everything on me. Basically saying I was just trying to be there as a friend and like calm everybody down. So like, you know what I'm saying? They were just going at it. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just going at it, okay? Rula, somehow she jumps in and she's like, oh, what did Rula say? She said something crazy. Somehow Rosie, she brings up that the three mean girls, right? The Jezebel spirits, Liz, Kelsey, and Joellen, they had like a private chat about Rosie. They were talking about her just being messy. And then Liz told them to delete it. But Liz is saying that how Joellen's making it seem like she told her to delete it, like she forced them to delete it, right? Like, because like Liz is the head honcho or whatever. Anyways, this is why that Rosie doesn't even mess with you guys and why she's not hanging around you guys. You guys had a whole chat talking about her for what? It sounds like you guys were trying to find out about her and trying to like get at her, right? Like you want to find some mess on Rosie and put it out there, but you couldn't find nothing on her, which is why you don't like her. That's what I'm getting. It ends off with Joellen and Rula going at it, and Joellen telling Rula how she would just punch her in her nose. She'll break her nose. Alicia's sitting there talking about, girl, no, you can't do that. She just got her nose done. She just got her face done. You can't hit her or whatever. Yeah. Joellen's telling Rula that her husband's a liar. Her husband's a cheater. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that. Okay? Y'all seen it. Rula's talking about she doesn't know what's bigger on Joellen, her mouth or what's in between her legs. Because I guess Joellen called her man a hoe. That made Rula lose it. Well, you know he is. He's been doing all that stuff. Rula jumped up and she's like, what did she say? She's like, you're sleeping with doctors. You're sleeping with this person. Basically saying that, no, Joellen's the hoe. Rula, is that true? Is she sleeping with all those people? Because the way you're saying, you couldn't even get it out you couldn't even get it out smoothly. You're like, doctors. It's like you were fumbling, like you didn't know what to say. I don't know. It ends there, okay? These girls, Joellen threatening Rula, saying she's gonna beat the hell out of her. Joellen telling Liz next time she should be worried about her pulling Liz's hair, which I believe Joellen would rock her. I believe Joellen would scalp Liz. Oh my gosh, Joellen's dangerous, boy. Yeah, that's a dangerous one. She will beat everybody on that show. What is wrong with Joellen? Oh my gosh. Anyways, it basically ends off like that, right? Rula's in Joellen's face. They're going at it with each other. Rula's now accusing Joellen of sleeping with doctors and being the town hoe. This is what happening. Okay. That's it, guys. That's it. Okay? You guys, please, let me know your thoughts, your comments, if anything I miss. I feel like the ending of the reunion, like I do have my notes here and everything like that, but like when I was going through it, it was basically a lot of back and forth. I just didn't want to be repetitive. The video's already long, guys. I talk a lot. But yeah, so yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Did I miss anything? Are you guys watching? You know? So yeah, let me know. And until next time, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys in another one. See ya.